Guys, as of recently, Turkey has been putting some pressure on the Kurds in northern Syria, mostly because of a bombing carried out months ago in Istanbul. Which, that's not the only thing they're doing, they're also threatening Greece. But with all of their, responsibilities they have and stuff, they can't really do anything because they're in Syria and Iraq. And they're intervening here. And they're intervening there, actually. And according to my research, they did threaten the, the SDF. This is not a wild mapper video, but more so a realistic, unrealistic video. So, yeah. And to the SDF for withdrawal from northern Syria, which was aimed at that from a Turkish source told the Al Jazeera, a Qatari-based news spot, that a deadline for the United States to prevent a ground military, along with Russia, of SDF. On Tuesday, Turkey has demanded Moscow, Washington press, Syrian Democratic Forces to withdraw within 2 weeks from I can't even pronounce them, Ain al-Arab. And they will not extend the deadline. And the PKK and the YPJ has denied it. The Turkish officials said that the U.S. had a proposal, the idea of restructuring the SDF and giving a larger role to Arab forces. Yeah. And the Russia side also placed its own demands related to Ukraine and linked those demands to it backing down on Syria. And then that's the SDF strategy. And yeah, they're trying to get towards both Americans. And the main local force that the U.S. relies on to fight against ISIL or ISIS. Yeah. And Turkey is saying they want 30 kilometers, 18.6 miles if you're an American, because most of you are. And basically, I think, but the U.S. has said it understands NATO's allies, Turkey's concerns in Syria, but opposed a ground invasion because, well, that's not a great. And that's a NATO member, and it could escalate. And will force, so it seems likely they might invade, but they might not. It's kind of like if they did. But they have launched 2, incursions in. And yeah. No. Because even if it recognizes a fight for itself, White House National Security, John Kirby said Wednesday, Turkey has ramped up shelling and airstrikes, has said it's preparing a possible ground invasion, which it's often how wars work. We will, Iraq, for example, before any ground invasion, they were bombing. Because they don't want to see it, because there is ISIS, Islamic State mission, could put it in danger, because, well, it makes a risk of Turkey accidentally attacking America. And, well, counterterrorism operations is not very great. Turkish United States and other allies as a result of Turkish bombardment on its area of control. The U.S. military has confirmed a pause in operations. The SDF has long warned that fighting off Turkish incursion would divert resources from protecting a prison-held ICE fighters and fighters. Turkish bombardment, yeah. And yeah, against terrorism. But Turkey's saying it's terrorism, but that does not mean. Yeah, they don't want. So you don't want it to be Northwest Syria. Yeah, they can't, and they kind of are just doing, unless it's Reuters or whatever it's called. I don't know how to pronounce it, but But the idea of military operations in northwest Syria is the best way at that threat. America, definitely think if you had that problem, you would definitely be in by now. And so, yeah, that's a bit of background on it. And now the Turkey and Syria. So, let's what the war looks like so far. And yeah, we don't need that label still there like it's in the thumbnail because, well, we don't. That's the Kurds. That's Turkey. That's some force I can't remember. American occupation, Israeli occupation, and there's a few pockets of ISIS fighting there. But to show the war, I think I'm going to go with a more like this way of viewing it because, well, but I think I'm going to make a lighter color for occupation, maybe, for where the Kurds are. I think I'm going to make it that. This is not completely right, but if they did invade, the first thing they would do would probably be a continuation of this. And if it does happen, this would be in like a weeks, maybe months. We can only hope they don't. But it would probably be a minor, like, incursion. Because it wouldn't be like, they might go in, like, slowly. And once ISIS is, that's the American occupation. What are those forces? Yeah, that's another one. I think that's Turkish back. A civilian was in plowing iron and farms. Yeah, they were killed there, I think. Was it? Yeah, that's what's going on. And then this is, I think, the Israel occupation. That's basically, yeah. Yeah. And then they're trying to get like 30 meters. Wait, what? No, that's not the right button. And yeah. 30 meters is, yeah. And then that's like, yeah. Okay, so they're refusing, but then this is the Kurds. That's one of their occupations. They were two different invasions in. That's ISIS held. And I think that was one of the towns they wanted them to leave. I think a few on this area they wanted them to leave. Yeah, that's another one. I can't remember them all, but this is a good view. That's what they occupy. They also occupy this. They would probably take out this area too, is what I think. So that makes my map look pretty good for me just coming up with that off the top of my head after watching a video like yesterday on it. And well, let's go to, it would probably be at Ankara. Why am I so zoomed in? Turkish Minister of Defense, the United States asked to re-examine the possibility of northern. Yeah, see? That's what I was talking about. And this is, you can also see Ukraine, the USA, and many other things, which I think is pretty cool. This is a good map thing. I'm not sure what it's called. I just put in map. Yeah, so it's a good source. What are those? Oil. Okay, no wonder America. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah. So this is about 30 km. So that's 30. So they're not 30 in. That'd be like here. Think of it. If they succeeded, it would be like here. Think of it. See, that's a That's like what it would look like, but that's kind of hard. And so, now, back to that vid. First, I'm going to say that's the pocket that I was pushing back against it. I think I'm going to edit it a bit, just to make it perfecter. Just show the oil area it's held, but Turkey wouldn't go that far. But if Turkey did do this, I'm pretty sure America would retreat of it. But if they went into Greece, on the other hand, that would be a different story. And that happens. Slowly they push in towards the town. I'd say they would also try to take this area out. Yeah. And it would probably happen quick. But how quick? That's the question. But would Syria like this? Probably not. Russia would probably be supporting the Kurds along with America. Syria probably definitely wouldn't like it. But I know the Kurds don't want this. So they might resist as much as they can from Turkey. But if Turkey does do this, this would leave a window of opportunity. America would definitely protect this area, oil. Oh, Darmkis would definitely make gains. And it would be kind of Turkey's fault. And this is what happens. As we can see, this would be what they're saying they would invade. But I'm pretty sure if they can get away with this, they would probably have to rethink because, their economy. And this would definitely have the international community upset. But, if I'm not mistaken, Iraq also has a Kurdish people holding land. One sec. Iraqi Kurd control looks like. And I did hear they were also upset at these guys. They were blaming the Kurds. And they push in two fronts now. Well, they see their mission going success if this does happen. I'd say international pressure would be being put on. With Turkey almost definitely being forced to only get this far. And most likely, they would manage to reoccupy these lands. And I don't know what Kurdistan occupies there, so we're just going to say that's where they make their safe zone. And get rid of Iraq from it. What would they do with a safe zone if they did manage to set it up? They would annex it, most likely. But let's just say, for argument's sake, they continue going farther in. Then, well, there's most certainly not going to be taken well. And let's say, for argument's sake, they also go farther into Iraq to make this really a war against the two nations. And they continue their invasion of the Kurdish region in Syria. Which, let's just say, since we're saying they're going on a full-on invasion, which is not going to happen, what would happen? I don't think they would be able to get much farther. They might get here. But I'm pretty sure if they made a full-scale invasion, they would have Iran fighting at them and Lebanon. So they would be in a pickle, nonetheless. Their Iraqi campaign would probably turn out to be a failure. And, well, into the Kurdish region, Iranians would go. And this might be a front line, we'll see. And yeah, this is the escalated part. And let's just say it does manage to happen somehow. That wouldn't be great, would it? And this happens. And, well, this would happen. I would say this would happen in Iraq. Eventually, it would be a negotiation table. Well, can Iran sustain a war? Well, let's just say no. And some of these strikes take the opportunity. I don't know where they're going on. I'm just going to say here, here, and here. Because I think that's cities. And probably here and here. Let's just say this is where they are. And yeah. Let's turn this into a nice color. Well, this is just a protest in Tehran. And I think Turkey might be in a strategic spot. Well, let's say they do this. Let's say Tehran is still under government control. And this would happen to Iran. This is a part of the video that's most unrealistic, just to let you know. And yeah. And let's say they manage to take the capital and put their own government in place. It might leave there and basically say to Turkey, we're done with the war. But I'd say if they did try to do that, Turkey would still demand land because they lost lives to this offensive in the mountainous area. They might demand something like that. And eat this. Why is it only a small piece of land? I think there's also Turkish people living there. Which this would make Iran free again. With them probably getting forced to leave Iraq. Because I don't know if they would be able to get that far into Iraq. And yeah. Well, I think Lebanon might leave the war. Basically to try and alleviate some of the issues. Turkey would probably start a diplomatic mission. And yeah, this is if a full invasion happened. And yeah, the video didn't have a purpose. This is not to have a purpose. That's why I called it realistic and fiction, because I'm making this up now. And yeah, this is not many forces, so they would struggle to occupy lands, I would say. Especially in Iraq. And they might even, Iraq might be able to kick them out. But they would probably have good defenses down here. But they might be occupying a bit more than they can chew. And this would allow them to get whipped around. And it would look bad. Their people probably wouldn't be happy, but they would still do good, because I think they have a decent military. And yeah, they would most likely spearhead down to Darmkus. And basically, the SDF would probably take its time to push them back. And yeah. Well, they basically send a peace treaty into Syria. Which they take the city. And then they start their invasion of Iraq again. Iraq 2.0. And yeah, their economy is dead. And their way of claiming control over some areas is dead. Syria officially gives up in the war. SDF agreed to peace too. So Syria is out of the war. They then go to Iraq and say, we can move all these forces into your country, or we can sign peace. Iraq chooses peace, which is a smart choice. And so let's look at that. And Peace Treaty B is a bit more aggressive. So I'll come back. It's basically an annexation of slight amount of land. And I am still including the Iran thing, but in the first peace treaty, note, Iran never happened. And this is approximately what they've gained in the second peace treaty. That. But in the first peace treaty, they only occupied lands. So, but will this happen? Well, the big one, the big war that happened later won't. But like that little skirmish like war might. And yeah, Greek would be in trouble. But Turkey probably wouldn't be able to do anything more because they would be exhausted. Don't forget, drones will be used in modern conflict. And that's it, basically. So, you should subscribe. Why should you subscribe? Because subscribing is good. And it helps my channel. We are at 78 subscribers currently. You know how many away from 100 that is? 22. So yeah, you need to subscribe. We're trying to get there before Christmas. It's the 7th. We're trying to get there before December 25th. But at latest, before the end of the year. But we definitely will. We definitely will have 1,000 by 2024, I hope. But yeah. That's how it's going. And also, leave a comment. That helps something about the videos, the reach maybe. Like, do you believe this would happen? Do you think I'm full of bogus? Or do you think geopolitical videos kind of work? Or do you think this is like a video where Wild Mapper has gone wild? And I hope you leave a comment, because that tells me what you enjoy, what you would like to see. And it helps me know that you're enjoying my videos. Leave a like. It makes me happy to see when somebody likes. I don't know, maybe because, like, you know, liking. And Turkey. And if there's any people from Turkey watching, please subscribe. Anybody from Syria watching, subscribe. Anyone from Iran watching, subscribe. Anyone from Iraq watching, subscribe. Lebanon or Greece or Russia, just subscribe. Or Ukraine or America. Oil? America. Oil. America. Oil. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be making fun of America because most of my viewers are Americans. Ain't that right, Canada? You're basically a puppet. What? I'm not a puppet. Yeah, I know. In Britain, you're good at watching. France, you too. Especially you in Paris. In Bulgaria, Ukraine. It says you have 0 of you viewed me. But why would it show you if none of you watched? Is one of you pranking with my YouTube algorithm? Or is that you, Russia? Messing. Just messing. And then we have China, who's just chilling. India has quite a few viewers. And Australia has money, mate. And, well, Japan has viewers. South Korea. North Korea. Kim Jong-un, can you please watch my videos? I'm kidding, Kimmy, but if you want to, you can. This video's chill. So, yeah. And then this is Moscow, who's enraged at this time but this is what Ukraine will look like when the time comes. You know what they will actually look like? They will look like this in 2024. This is what the world will look like in 2024. Enjoy the map while it's there. And yeah, this is definitely my predictions on the Ukraine war. And yes, Ukraine, glory to you. Along with Turkey, you get glory too. And yeah, Thank you for viewing. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. That's all from Wild Mapper today in this geopolitical mapping video. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that subscribe button like there's no tomorrow. Even my elf said you should subscribe. Yep, that is true. He's wearing a shirt that says subscribe to Wild Mapper. Much crazy. And yeah, that's it for today's video. That Wild Mapper is out! Wild Mapper out!